There are only three types of lead magnet structures that actually convert, and the one you are using isn't probably one of them. Have you ever wondered why you get hundreds of signups and downloads, but your sales almost every time stays flat? Because your lead magnet isn't doing what you think. It's not warming your buyers, it's training people that everything that you offer is for free. Right now, you're attracting curiosity browsers who download or sign up and then they ghost and they never come back and they never buy, because your lead magnet solved their surface problem and did not create an urgency for a deeper transformation. In the next 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to be showing you the exact lead magnet structures that actually convert 20%, 30%, 40% of your leads into buying customers. So here is what exactly is happening. Let's take fitness as an example here. Let's say your opt-ins are for the 5-day meal plan or the perfect workout split or the fat loss checklist, right? They get exactly what they wanted, but the problem is completely solved. Now they have zero urgency to buy anything else from you because you just gave them the solution they wanted. Or worse, they half implemented the stuff that you have given and they blame you for their results. Either way, they are gone and your lead magnet attracted 500 members this month, and out of those 500 members, only 10 people has actually bought. That is 2% conversion rate, which should actually be 40% or 30% or at least 20% conversion rate of your lead. Your lead magnet isn't supposed to solve the whole problem. It is supposed to solve one step and reveal the gap that only your paid offer can actually close that gap. It should act like a diagnostic tool that is disguised as a free value. It should make people think, this worked, but I clearly need the complete system to get where I actually want to go. And that's the difference between a freebie lead magnet and the lead magnet that actually gets you qualified buyers. And as I said earlier, there are only three types of lead magnets that actually pre-sell your main offer instead of killing urgency. Each one works differently. They all share the same core mechanic, but they solve one problem while simultaneously revealing the larger system that prospect actually needs. See, most coaches pick their lead magnet topics without understanding which archetype matches their core offer structure. They create a 7-day challenge when they should actually build a problem reveal lead magnet. Or they make it a quick wins guide when a samples and trick approach converts much better. This mismatch between lead magnets and offer mechanics is why you turn 200 leads into 4 customers instead of 60 actual paying clients. So here are the 3 archetypes that actually convert. The first one is the free value bucket. Here we actually solve one step to a 5-stage transformation or a 6-stage transformation. You give away complete solution to one step completely for free. They implement it, they get the results, and they realize they need next 2 to 5 steps in order to actually get their desired outcome. The second one is the hidden problem reveal. It basically shows them they have a problem that they didn't know it actually existed and demonstrate why it is blocking their current progress and position your offer as the solution to the newly discovered gap that they didn't know actually existed. The third one is samples and tricks approach. You basically give a brief but complete access to your core methodology, enough to prove it works, not enough to replace the complete buying system. Each archetype works, but only when matched correctly to your core offer and the audience awareness level. So let's get started step by step. The first one is the value bucket. The value bucket works when your offer is a multi-step transformation, as you can see here, right? And your audience knows they need help but doesn't understand the complete scope of what is required. You're going to give them one complete step completely for free, not a teaser, not a preview, but actual solution to step 1, no strings attached. So here is the psychology, what's happening when you do that, right? When someone implements step 1 and gets results, 2 things happen. First, they actually trust you because you delivered what you promised. Second, they actually realize that step 1 alone won't get them to desired destination. They just moved from point A to point B, but they actually want to go all the way to point E. The gap creates the urgency, but most creators and most coaches miss this, either giving everything away by too much, solving all the first 1, 2, 3 steps, and they have no reason to buy, or too little, step 1 is so incomplete that they don't get a result and lose trust. The balance here is very critical. Now, let's take a fitness example here, right? Let's say your main offer is a 12-week body recomposition program covering training, nutrition, recovery, mindset, and habit systems. Your value lead magnet should be something like a 14-day protein optimization protocol where a complete system for hitting protein targets consistently, right? They implement it, they feel better, see the scale actually move and realize this worked, but I still need my training plan, the calorie cycling strategy, the recovery protocols, and the habit framework to actually transform my whole physique. Now they are pre-sold on your main offer because they have already experienced a piece of methodology that you give and understand the full transformation requires the complete system. Now, the hidden problem reveal lead magnet. This works when your audience is already taking action, but they do not realize a specific mistake or a gap is sabotaging their results. You are going to show them the problem they can't see, prove it is blocking their progress, and then position your offer as a solution. This is the most powerful archetype and the most powerful lead magnet structure with some experience. For audiences with some experience, because they think they already know what they're doing, they have tried programs, followed advice, put in the effort, but the results are always mediocre and they don't know why. Your lead magnet reveals the invisible problem that they are actually facing. But here is the trap. You are doing X wrong, they get defensive and they leave. You need to frame it as the advice they were given or received was incomplete so that they are not blamed for the gap that they have. Then you show them exactly how the gap is costing them the results and how your methodology actually fixes everything. So here is another example related to fitness industry. Let's say your main offer is an evidence-based hypertrophy program. Your hidden problem reveal lead magnet is something like your muscle confusion are killing your gains and the progressive overload framework that actually builds size. You walk through them why constantly changing exercises prevents progressive overload, show them the science, demonstrate how to track and apply progressive tension, and reveal that their lack of result isn't the lack of effort, but it's the methodology that they have been following so far. Now they understand the problem, see your offer as a systematic solution that they are missing so much. Now, the samples and trick lead magnet system. This works when your offer is methodology driven and your audience is skeptical or overwhelmed by the options. You're going to give them a brief but full access to the pieces of your core system, enough to prove it works and build belief, but structured so that they realize they need the complete framework to get consistent results. The mistake that most coaches do or most info businesses do here, they always disconnect tips that don't build towards anything. For example, 3 fat loss hacks or 5 workout tricks which are actually useful but they are random. The prospect implements one and maybe gets small results but has no idea how it fits into a larger system. They don't buy because they don't see the methodology. They see the isolated tactics. Your samples and tricks lead magnet should actually need to show them the system exists, give them a taste of how it works, and make them realize that the full version is the only way and the only thing that they need in order to transform themselves. So here is another example, taking fitness industry as an example. Let's say your main offer is a complete periodized strength program with progression controls, deload strategies, and exercise selection frameworks. Your samples and tricks lead magnet should something be like a 3-week strength primer as a sample of a mesocycle from a 16-week program. You give them the 1 to 3 weeks of actual programs, real training days, real progression, real results. They run it, they hit the PRs, and now they realize this worked because it's a part of structured system, right? And I need the full 16 weeks with the complete periodization to keep progressing. You have proven that the methodology actually works while making it obvious a sample alone isn't enough for their long-term goal. Now, it's actually time to select what lead magnet structure works better. You know all the 3 types, the value bucket, the hidden problem reveal, the samples and tricks. The question is, which one matches your offer? If you pick the wrong archetype, your lead magnet will attract wrong people or fail to create urgency even if the content is actually good. The value bucket here works really good when your offer is a multi-step or your audience knows they need help but does not grasp the full scope. The hidden problem reveal works way better when your audience is already taking action but stuck due to a gap that they cannot see. And the sample-centric framework works when your audience is skeptical or overwhelmed and needs the proof that your methodology actually delivers. Match these archetypes to where your audience are in their awareness and what your offer structure actually requires. Now, after you have chosen this, create a mini VSL, right? Not a PDF checklist, but actual video where you have the control of the narrative, demonstrate the methodology, and create emotional connection. Structure it in 3 parts. Deliver the value first. Solve step 1, reveal a problem, or use the sample-centric framework. Make the gap explicit. Show them what's missing, and the bridge is your main offer. Position it as something more logical step to their problem. Keep it like 15 to 20 minutes long enough to deliver actual value and build trust, short enough so that they finish and want more. This becomes your conversion engine. The lead magnet doesn't acquire just emails, but pre-sells your main offer even before your audience watch your main VSL. So that is this week's video. Hope you guys like it. Go and implement it and tell me in the comments how it works for you. See you in the next week.